this might be a terrible example, but on Pitch Perfect 1, um, wasn't it was freezing cold on certain nights and we were shooting night shoots. And the Bellas, we kind of huddled together like penguins and we took turns to be in the middle, and the other girls would all stand around on the outside to protect from the cold.
Nerd Reactor, roll out.
How's it
Hi,
going?
John. Hi, great to see you.
Same here, same here. So you're in Juliet and Romeo, based on the classic play Romeo and Juliet, about these two people finding solace with one another around a chaotic background. And I was wondering, for you, if you ever had that experience in your professional career where you found something like solace within a fellow actor with a chaotic background all around you.
Oh my God. Well, in Hollywood, yeah, it's often a chaotic background with people at war. Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, unfortunately, I've never had a love story like to the level of Romeo and Juliet. Never, ever with another actor, which is probably quite rare. A lot of actors find real solace with other actors, sometimes like real intimate solace. Um, but okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I guess this might be a terrible example, but on Pitch Perfect 1, um, wasn't it was freezing cold on certain nights and we were shooting night shoots. And the Bellas, we kind of huddled together like penguins and we took turns to be in the middle, and the other girls would all stand around on the outside to protect from the cold. We're in this abandoned swimming pool filming in the middle of the night. And it was just such lovely bonding and finding solace with each other through these really extreme weather conditions. But we still had to film this like fun scene. And we just really, and I just always remember that. It was just people working together and in a tough situation, because that movie was such a small movie to begin with.
I love it. The weather is like the Montagues versus the Capulets. And for this the music, I really love the music for this. And I was wondering for you whether working on this project, did you get to hear the music first, or were they like, here you go and sing it?
No, I definitely asked to hear the music because I'm like, if this music isn't any good, it's not going to be a very good movie. And because Romeo and Juliet has been adapted in so many different ways, and so I was like, okay, I got to hear the music. They sent me the SoundCloud that has all the songs, and I was like, and they were just demos at that point, but I was like, damn, these are really good songs. They're really well constructed pop songs that and they really have the right emotions to tell the story. So yeah, so I listened to it, and then I went into the studio and just to record my bits, and I was like, oh my God. And they're very exacting in this movie, which I think is great because the vocals are so incredible in the film. So we really did it line by line in the studio, and it made it sound good. But it's a bit daunting because there's some really amazing vocalists in this film.
Including yours too. And but Rebel, that's all the time I have, and I just want to say thank you, and can't wait for everyone else to watch this movie when it comes out.
Oh, thanks, John. I really appreciate it.
How you doing,
Yes,
John?
good,
Nice
good.
to
How about
meet you.
you? Yeah.
Good, good.
All right. So Juliet and Romeo, based on the classic play Romeo and Juliet, about these two people finding solace with one another amidst a chaotic background. And so I was wondering for you in your career, if you ever had that experience of finding solace with a fellow actor with a chaotic like background around you.
Every time I'm on set. Yeah, I've never really thought about the comparison between a relationship and set, but yeah, filming a movie, or I'm still fairly new to it, but it is crazy, you know. So you do find even Clara and I, we'd be working on these, really intimate moments, and there'd be 200 people around us, moving lights or doing the clapping board, and yeah, we sort of kept our relationship very close and tight within, the set that we were in, and we supported each other through that. So it was, yeah.
Oh yeah. And watching your performance as Romeo, I was like, he's a dashing dude, and singing
Wow.
wise too. I was like, I like your singing. So, with that, in terms of the pressure of playing a character like Romeo and also singing in a musical, what was that feeling like?
Well, I've never really perceived myself like that, and I didn't have I wasn't very good with girls when I was younger. So it's I I guess I still struggle to understand how how I can be perceived like that in a film, but it's my job to bring the essence of Romeo to the screen and to my work. So hopefully that, hopefully that came across. Um, but yeah, Romeo's going through so many different things, so many things that are really exciting to explore. There's a relationship with his dad, there's the conflict of the families, there's loyalty to his friends. Um, and they were really, deep and exciting things that I got to experience on set to portray.
Oh yeah. And Jamie, I want to ask you if you had a choice between watching these two movies over and over again, whether it's the 1968 version of Romeo and Juliet or the Baz Luhrmann version, which one would you choose and why?
Well, so, I mean, I love Zeffirelli's version. It's so faithful and traditional. And in a way, it's like similar to our version in the sense, the costumes and the world that it's in. But Baz Luhrmann's adaptation is flawless. It's exciting. It's like, it's current. It's performed spectacularly. So probably that version.
Juliet and Romeo, when I was watching this, like the music, it caught me off guard because I didn't read the synopsis before watching it. So I was like, oh, this is a musical. and and then I was like, oh, and I like the music. It's catchy. And then I looked it up. It was like Evan Kid Bogart. So,
I
and
think
then I was like, oh, there you go. And you being like, it's like a family type of thing, right? And what was that like?
well, working with families is it's especially fun when you're the older brother, right? So you're
Yeah.
this way. But working with my brother Evan I've done it now a number of times. It's such a joy. It's such an incredible creative process. But not just Evan. By the way, he wrote Halo for Beyonce and that's just for Rihanna. So yes, he's my younger brother, but boy, he knows what he's doing. But also, my brother Bradley Bogart was one of the producers on the film with me every day in Italy, and my daughter Quinn Bogart was the second unit director who came with me to Italy for almost a year. So to be able to know you're doing this incredibly challenging thing, but that you've got family around you is quite special.
Oh yeah, and as you mentioned about Italy and it's the story of the classic story of Romeo and Juliet. So what was that for you? It's like we have to film here. We have to capture
It was
Verona.
it was essential. I because we were doing this very interesting original pop music inner voice of these characters, there was going to be this fantastical element. And therefore, I felt everything else had to be so grounded and so real and so authentic because audiences today, they feel that and they react to that. And so there was never a question. We were going to Italy where the story took place, but also we were not going to step foot on a soundstage or use a green screen. We were going to find real castles on real mountains and real locations. And we were going to make everything else so grounded and real that when this inner voice came out in this incredible music, there was this alchemy that worked, which hadn't really been done quite this way. I certainly have never done it before, so it was a hope. um, to feel now that I think we've accomplished quite a bit. Obviously, the audience will ultimately be the determining factor, but that was the hope.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of singers in the singers actors, right, in
For
this
sure, I
movie.
loved, and then we had the great Taylor Parks playing the character of Rosalind, the incredible Letticy playing Vasante, Dan Fogler who plays the apothecary, who was on Broadway, also fantastic piece and a bunch of other stuff, but wonderful musical artists.
And I was wondering if for any of the actors, there's one where you're like, yes, we got him.
All of them, and
Yeah.
I know it may sound like look, when Rebel Wilson says she wants to do this interpreted version of this character, you're pretty thrilled. When the great Sir Derek Jacobi says, "Yeah, I'll come in on your movie and I'll rap Shakespeare," you're pretty thrilled. But every single member, Nicholas Padani, Mercutio, Fredia Walsh Pilo, Max Park, all these other wonderful characters. I don't know. It's not the same movie without any one of them.
Oh yeah. And I want to ask you if you had a chance to choose between the 1968 Romeo and Juliet and the Baz Luhrmann version to watch over and over again, which one would it be?
Well, honestly, I've watched them both over and over and over again, right? Because I've done this. They're just they represent the beauty of Shakespeare. You can't get any different. You know, Zeffirelli is very much a kind of a museum-esque piece. It's a little slow, but it's more like the play, but put in real locations. Baz goes, it's not Venice, Italy, it's Venice, California. It's not horses, it's cars, it's not guns, it's not swords, it's guns. So they couldn't be any different, and yet they're all both the same thematically. So I don't know that could choose one over the other because there's such different experiences. But I think they both represent the beauty of continuing to explore what Shakespeare did so brilliantly.